Dashia D.
And it's JStan.
Welcome back to In Retrospect Podcast, where we look beyond the surface to find understanding.
Bring you laughs, knowledge, and culture.
So sit back, relax, and join the convo. Today, we have a very special guest, our most popular guest, CJ, host of the Mac Show.
What's up, y'all, boy?
How's it going? Why are you shaking your head?
You said a whole lot just now. You didn't let the man talk. You was like the most popular,
when I tell people that he's coming on, they're excited.
Oh my goodness, me oh my. Well, CJ, can you just tell us what y'all got going on with your podcast? Some of the the good things that y'all got going on that I've seen, just so everybody out there understands and knows what y'all have going on.
Yeah, man. We've been knocking out some interviews. We had to take a little break recently. I'm focusing on the merch right now. We just dropped some merch like 2 weeks ago. Well, a week or 2 weeks ago, one or two. We just dropped some merch. We got that going, and we finna start back recording live. We didn't even tell nobody yet, but we about to start back recording in person. We got me a little camera crew together now, so whenever y'all boy get back in the city or whatever, then we can knock y'all boy interview out for sure.
Okay. Justin, how you been?
Justin's been good. Life is good. I'm breathing. Somebody out there definitely has it worse than me. So what can I complain for? I can't complain.
Justin, that sound like future sensational.
Yeah, you see me, I had to get that voice on. Sensational. That's exactly what I was going for. But nah, man, I've been good. A lot of other things that we got planned that we're gonna be releasing soon. Just trying to get handle the business on the back end, and make sure that everything is squared away. That way we can put all this stuff out. Of course, stay tuned. A lot of big stuff coming. As CJ mentioned moments ago, make sure y'all go grab some merch up. It doesn't take much for you to support somebody. You can either share some of the videos online on social medias, as well as purchase an item that is the merch, and it don't cost much. You spend more money on stuff you shouldn't be spending money on. That's all I'm gonna say. I'm gonna leave it at that. So that's all you got to do. Plug in, tap in, whatever way. I'm not even going to say tap in because tap in has such a negative connotation nowadays. But just definitely go and buy some merch. All right.
All right. So today we are just going to focus on our segment called Let's Unpack This, where we look at either your questions or the things that are going on in the world or social media. This week, there was a viral clip that went on with attorney Eboni K. Williams. She had Iyanla Vanzant. We know her from that show Fix Your Life, or Fix My Life, excuse me. And they were having a conversation about women, Black women specifically. How should we posture ourselves in order to get a Black man, get married, et cetera, et cetera. So I'm going to play this clip for y'all, and then we'll react to it.
Position ourselves so that we can be in our divinity, so we can have our crowns right, how we can create and not build, when some of us, quite frankly, feel that the men that are available to us, and I'm talking about across the color spectrum, across the age spectrum, trust me, I've done them all, they are not positioned to protect nor provide because of some of the statistics we just talked about. They're not earning the incomes. They're not having the resources, and some of them are not even showing up in the leadership.
Would you date a bus driver? Would you date
if he owns the bus? If he owns it, if he owns the bus,
that's a problem. That's a problem. That's a problem. Okay. Because the standards and requisites, and I'm not talking about him laying on his sofa playing video games all day. I'm not talking about that. But the standards and the criteria that we use to measure men is off for who we are as women and who they are in this society. I would date a bus driver if he loved driving the bus, if he was a man of integrity, if he was good to his mama, if he treated me well, I would date a bus.
I know.
So people were up in arms about that. I mean, full on debates everywhere. It got to the Breakfast Club. Eboni went to the Breakfast Club and had a heated conversation with DJ
Weezy and Weezy them from horrible decisions.
Yeah. So, guys, what are your initial thoughts on that clip in which she said,
Money mover. That's how I feel. Money mover.
I mean, me personally, I don't feel like she was talking about me just because I know what kind of dude I am. And I know what I got going on. And my whole thing is I'm always pushing forward. And, everybody ain't for everybody. She is definitely an acquired taste for sure. And she knows what she wants. And that's fine. I just know I'm not for her. And that's cool. That don't bother me at all. Now, the comments that she made makes a lot of people feel as if though she was attacking black men. But the reality of the situation is she was trying to say, I know what she was trying to say, but it always comes off with, like, I always tell people all the time, your tone can definitely come off and say a whole lot more than the words you saying, and can offend a lot more people than what you saying. So her tone just came off as in a way that it was like, dang, like
she don't give a damn.
You really trying to shit on us, like say we not, doing what we supposed to do. But the reality of the situation is, I understand what she was saying, that, in our community that folks have gotten complacent in a sense with, for instance, the example that we brought up, a couple episodes ago, in regards to when you go into schools for kids, predominantly black kids, what do you want to be when you want to grow up? Oh, I want to be a football player, basketball player, pro athlete of some sort, but nobody wants to be a doctor. Nobody wants to, nobody wants to, be in politics per se. The politics ain't for everybody. I just got to put it out there. But nonetheless, kids don't want to do anything for the most part that ain't dealing with sports. You know what I'm saying? And sports is great, but you got to understand everything that's out there to make the world run ain't solely surrounded by sports. And that is something that's in our community. It's like, okay, so if you don't make it to sports, then what? And a lot of people feel as if though, like, once they don't make it in that said sport, it's like, what am I do now?
And just to piggyback off what you're saying, I feel like, what if she meet a dude who check all her boxes, but she don't know his occupation, and come to find out he a bus driver? And so you just gonna leave this man? You just gonna leave this man?
She not.
If he check all your boxes.
Nah, bro. First of all, she's just saying that online because a lot of people say a lot of stuff online, bro. And I'm trying to tell you, they be doing something else offline.
No.
Telling you.
She's an attorney who works in politics and has this educational programming and show. What is the likelihood, because we keep getting stuck on the bus driver, so let's just stick here. What is the likelihood that she would meet a bus driver? What is the likelihood that he would run in the same circles as her to begin with? And that's not shitting on people who drive buses. I'm just saying, like, I don't know why Iyanla chose that specific type of job.
You know why she chose it. You know why she chose it.
I don't.
Because it's the most unlikely thing that'll happen, like you said moments ago, that would challenge her to think her thinking, but it really isn't challenging her because you just said it.
I feel like that circumstance ain't really unlikely as people think it is. Because what if somebody got a trust fund and they're living off that trust fund, but they working as a bus driver just to do something every day? He ain't gonna tell you I got this trust fund. He can tell you I drive bus. So you were asking why he in this 5-star restaurant eating this $1,000 meal, but you a bus driver?
Yeah, but Iyanla didn't say, would you date a man that's a bus driver? But he has a trust fund. She didn't say that. She just said, would you date the bus driver? If you haven't watched her Breakfast Club interview, please go watch it, because I feel like she had more of an opportunity to better explain what she meant. What I interpreted it as was, if being a bus driver is something that makes you happy, and that is, you have reached the top level of your skill set, then by all means, be a bus driver. But she feels like a lot of times that us as Black people specifically, we are not pushing ourselves beyond what we think we're capable of. And for her specifically, she wants a man with entrepreneurial spirit. That's it.
Who fought that? Who fought that for?
What do you mean by that?
Who fought that for? That we feel like, not, I can't say we. Some people feel like that that's their top tier thing they can do as a bus driver. Who fought that for?
That's nobody's fault. I think that generations before us, because keep in mind, segregation wasn't too long ago. I mean, our grandparents experienced that. So for them, they just wanted to get a job, whether that was at the factory or folding some linens, and pay their bills, and they were fine. But as time progresses and we have more access to things, as hard as things can be systematically, we now have the opportunity to do more and to be more beyond what we thought we could be. That's just the truth. And when she talked about the statistics of it all, she was saying how, I forgot, I think it's on the census, there was a bar graph showing wealth within the world. And Indian people were at the top. Black people.
Hey man. I'm gonna just say
Black
this real
people were at the very bottom, and white people were in the middle.
I'm gonna just say this. I'm gonna just say this all rip, man. Date who you can date when you dating or you trying to get with somebody. Make sure you can afford being with said person, because some people got expensive taste. You might not be able to afford that expensive taste. Some people have. See, this is the issue too that we run into a lot. That a lot of people. I understood what she was hitting on when she was talking about us as a people. We need to be more ambitious and not settle, because we do a lot of settling as a people. But I will say on the side of when she was talking about she's experienced it all as far as relationships and every which way when it comes to men or dating or whatnot. Date the people that you are in your bracket of affording. Don't try to date people that you can't keep up with or whatnot. Like, say for instance, if somebody is surviving and living a particular lifestyle without you, right? Don't try to come up in there and think you about to try to spend on that level and you know you can't afford it. That's number one. Transparency is key. And I guess her whole issue with saying and stuff like that is when she's dating these men, it doesn't seem as if they have it like they say they have it. But to be honest with you, that's vice versa. And every time you go out,
everything.
So I mean, but that's the dating side of everything she was hitting on. Me personally, I don't think she was wrong. Just the tone of the way she went about saying it just offended people. I knew what she was saying. It was just the tone that, I guess it came off as condescending to some, but I understood what she was saying. Like, we need to make sure we try to move forward and be more, proactive in everything that we do to make sure we're pushing forward as a people to be better in every aspect of the word. But a lot of people took offense to it because, one, people don't like change. Two, people don't like being called out. And third, you actually got to put effort into trying to create change. That's all I got. That's your boy.
CJ.
I just feel like that jump, like the whole. How I want to see this? Because I don't
say him, dog. Yeah, just say him. Don't say how you want to say him. Just say him.
Like the whole thing about. All right, so like I feel like, all right.
Let me help you. Would you date her? No,
I wouldn't be here.
Right.
My thing is, all right, but this yeah, my thing is, all right. In order to have a mind state like she got, because she didn't say nothing wrong. She said nothing wrong. It just how she presented it.
The tone.
I feel like
the delivery,
the tone. The delivery was so it made people feel like, damn, motherfuckers don't got a chance with motherfuckers like when you say people got date inside the tax bracket. I don't believe in that, because I feel like reach for the stars. If you feel like you can go and get this person, if you know you're a 3 and you feel like you can get a 10, go for them.
Right, but it depends on the person. Let's be mindful. Depends on the person.
Y'all sometimes get y'all feelings hurt listening to CJ.
No, you're not gonna get your feelings hurt. If you can
will
talk,
get your feelings hurt. It always depends on the person.
Talk if you can conversate very well, then conversation can get you a long way. After that conversation, then I don't know. I can't help you at the end now, but but if you can conversate, then you got a foot in the door.
I think just like what the last part of what Justin said, it's beyond just dating at this point. I think her, Dr. Umar, and other people like them, they just want us to want more for ourselves. I mean, we got umpteen podcasts with Black people on it, and 90% of the conversation
we ain't talking about
is about dating.
We ain't talking about
relationships.
We ain't talking about nothing. I said 90% of those podcasts you discussing, we ain't talking about nothing.
Yeah,
we're talking about betterment of the community.
We're not talking about the fact that Florida, when it comes to their educational system, they got a lot going on. I mean, they're getting rid of certain Black history. They're starting to try to make it illegal for certain kids to go on field trips. There's a lot going on in the world. We got school shootings continuing to happen, but we're not discussing those things. Why? Because we want to talk about whether or not we're going to date a bus driver. So,
but you gotta be. I feel like certain people they don't want to talk on them type of subject because they feel like they don't got the information to speak on those conversations, or they don't want to reach out and look for them type of information to speak on them type of subjects,
or they don't want to do the research.
And like I said, lastly, like I said, you got to put the effort in to create change, and a lot of people are not trying to put no effort in, and it shows in their life, their everyday life. People don't want to put effort into working out. You saying my back big, but you ain't want to work out. Your back gonna stay big. Yeah, gorilla back, silver back. Your back gonna stay big.
I will say this though, if you're single and you are serious about wanting to get into a healthy relationship,
get together. You laughing? Come on.
Just try. No. Just try to date somebody who is equally yoked. Okay, if you're an ambitious person, date somebody who's ambitious as well. Don't date somebody who talks about what they're gonna do, but they don't put in the effort to do it. That's just an example.
Reach for the stars, man.
Okay.
Reach for the stars.
Because I feel anything is possible.
I feel like. All right. See. All right, Dashia.
Here we go.
All right, what is your top tier career? Your fantasy career.
For myself?
Yes.
I mean, probably writing TV shows or something like that. Something in that field.
So you say you're making millions and millions of dollars doing that, right? Would you date somebody from back home?
In Charleston?
Yeah.
It depends on it depends on the person. Like where is he in his life?
What do you mean?
I'll give you a prime example. No. I'll give you a real example. I will not say names because we protect the innocent.
Yeah.
For example,
innocent ain't protected. About to catch a story right now.
I moved out of state, and I'm working for the state that I'm in, and I'm doing okay right now for my age. And I'm being able to take care of myself and my puppy, as you can hear him in the background. Okay. I have had people from back home who will slide into my DMs in a what's up with you kind of way. And I will go to their page and I'll investigate. And I'll even ask, like, what do you have going on? And I'd lie to you now. It'll be like, man, you know what I mean? I'm between things right now. You know, I'm working on music on the side, but like I do this right here. And that ain't for me.
Right.
That's not for me. Why? Because I'm in a space in my life where I'm looking to save for a house.
All right.
I can't save for a house with an aspiring rapper who on his mom's house. I can't do that.
All right. So what would a person have to be to check them boxes for you?
It's not about the job that he has. I need him to be stable in all fashions. I need him to be mentally stable, physically stable, and financially stable.
What is financially stable?
Do you have a career?
That's career or a job?
A career. I mean, I'm 28. We pushing 30. What we doing? I need you to have a career. Now, if you're chasing your dreams, that's fine, but I still need you to have some kind of income coming up. This is me chasing my dream, right? But I still got a 9 to 5.
All right, so say, like I say, you writing TV shows, you're making millions. So you're making 1.5 a month, right?
Mm-hmm.
All right, that's what? How much that is a year, Justin?
You said what?
1.5. 1.5 a month is how much a year?
Bro, why are you 15? Asking all these crazy things?
Man, that's about 13 million a year, right?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Boom. All right. So if this man only making like 60,000 a month, I mean, 60,000 a year. So I close.
No, I'm about to do math right now. That's why we got technology. 18 million a year.
All right, 18 million a year, and this man only making 45,000 a year.
Mm-hmm.
Would you still do well?
Yeah, if he checks my boxes
So
as
why you say you gotta be equally yoked?
Equally yoked doesn't mean that we making the same amount of money. Equally
That's what that
yoked
lady
means,
been talking about.
No, that's why I said go watch her Breakfast Club interview, because she was saying.
But I'll put it this way: her way of saying, like the way she was talking, the way I said it sounded condescending,
From
was
that clip. That's how it sounds.
Yeah, the clip that's out. The reason why it sounded so condescending and somewhat felt like it was an attack on all black men in particular, was because you know how when somebody has so much knowledge to the point that they've already, say for instance, studied statistics, dealt with personal experiences, and when they try to express their personal experiences and all their studies, they come off as, I know what I'm talking about. Y'all don't know what y'all talking about. Y'all living day to day, y'all complacent. Y'all need to get up and do better, because what y'all doing is terrible. Y'all ain't nothing out here because y'all doing the same thing that people before you have done. You're not trying to be transcendent. This, that, and the third. Like she was talking, it came off condescending because it was as if she was talking down to people. But what she was trying to say is that we need to pick up books, for instance, and read. Because a lot of people don't pick up books and read. And then apply the stuff that we read in these books. That's what she was trying to say. But it came off as an indictment to all black men because she kept saying.
It came off as an indictment for those who felt offended by it.
I didn't feel anything personally.
I don't give a damn about just how she's saying and how it come off. That's how.
Yeah, that's what it
feel.
was. But the words that she used,
putting myself in their shoes made me feel like, all right, if I'm a bus driver, damn bitch, you know.
Yeah, it kind of made people upset. Reason being because she used words like, what was it, mediocre?
Mm-hmm.
It was mediocre, average.
No nigga won't
and it was
be
another
average.
word. But mediocre and average, they have a negative connotation to some. Average just means you're doing the bare minimum, in my eyes. Mediocre means you're just not good at what you're doing, or you need improvement on what you're doing, or you need to look for something else to be better in, as it comes off to me. But me personally, I'm a proactive, forward thinker. Everybody ain't like that. Some people take the little criticism, the little words that are given to them, and they just falter. That's never been me. That's why even when she was saying all of that, it never phased me off jump before I even really looked into what she was really even trying to say. Now, granted, I always tell people all the time, your initial reaction, 9 times out of 10 is the right reaction. But that one time, that 1 out of 10, you need to go back, reassess the situation, and see if how you feeling is truly the way you should be feeling. Just saying.
All right. Speaking of black men, Jamie Foxx, comedian, actor, singer extraordinaire, he suffered a stroke 3 weeks ago, and he is currently still being hospitalized in Atlanta, Georgia.
Would that have been a brain aneurysm?
Was it
a stroke? I thought it was.
There's been a lot of reports out that folks don't really honestly truly know what really occurred. But there's been a lot of reports out there where you've seen, say, for instance, family members that have not been, it's been reported by TMZ that you have had family members who don't live in the state of Georgia fly in to see him, but nobody knows the nature of the extent of what occurred to him. But there's been a lot of cryptic, messages come out, him responding. Some are saying it wasn't him on social. Some are saying it is. Some say he's awake. Some say he isn't. Of course, our thoughts and prayers are with Jamie, but it's just a bizarre situation. But we're definitely going to get into it. But what are your thoughts on how the whole situation is unfolding?
Well, before we get to that, so the thing I wanted to add was, what we do know is that he's in the hospital and he's been there for the last 3 weeks. The thing that is weird, beyond us not really knowing all the details, is the fact that people are trying to connect P. Diddy to him being hospitalized. Like, the conspiracy theory is that Jamie Foxx was coming out and talking about P. Diddy's secret house parties with boys.
I thought everybody had known that.
But the thing is, they're trying to say that every person that has information about that or has tried to come out, either they died or they were sick. So, for example, Kim Porter, his children's mother, she allegedly had a tell-all book coming out, and she died suddenly, right? And then Al B. Shore, the '90s singer, he allegedly had an interview where he was discussing those said parties, and he was in a coma for months. He just got out that coma like a few months ago.
I remember hearing that.
You got his bodyguard doing all these interviews as well. Nothing has happened to him yet, but I'm sure they would add that to the list. And now you have Jamie Foxx. I don't know how the two connect. I've seen videos of him talking about the parties, but do we really feel like P. Diddy has that much power?
Yeah, he truly does have that much power. And don't let nobody lie to you. He has a lot of influence in the industry, and everybody knows it. So I'm just going to tell you, everybody watch your head, duck, mind your business, and keep on pushing. Everybody know what it is. I believe it. I
don't believe that shit. P. Diddy too busy getting pee on.
All right, so we're going to move forward, of course, and this is the topic that I wanted to hit on. Of course, Jamie Foxx has been hospitalized, and yes, our condolences are with him as well as with his family, of course. I just wanted to hit on how fast he was replaced in all of his upcoming projects that he had. I don't know the names per se, but I do know that Nick Cannon replaced him in one, and there was another project that he had that somebody else replaced him. I believe that's what it was. So let's just talk about how fast it took for these productions to just pick somebody up and move them.
That's like every other job. What you mean?
Exactly. That's what I'm getting at.
They got your job description up on Monday. That's every other job. I mean,
and let's talk about it. Everybody work themselves to death, and then what happens?
You get somebody to replace your ass
quick, in a hurry.
That's all gonna happen. You died.
It ain't take no time at all. You ain't been in the hospital that long.
You tomorrow. That's all that is.
And I tell people this all.
But for those films though, they have already like accounted for a certain amount of money that they can use for those spaces.
Mm-hmm.
They don't know how long he's going to be hospitalized because they said it was very touch and go. They didn't even know if he was going to make it.
Facts.
So I don't know.
You know, that just reminds me of like, you know, you hear stories when people be like, this job was calling. They couldn't figure out why said person didn't come to work. Where are they? Why are they not here? Or they don't get written up when I find out why they ain't here. Guess what? Guess what? The person dead. You think they feel bad?
No.
That, bro. Let's go post this job. Let's get somebody new in here.
Yeah. Like, I used to work on Kiwa Island, and we had somebody used to work with us. Lunch break, we play cards, all that shit. You see what I'm saying? And like that Friday, everything been good. You see what I'm saying? That Monday we get to work, he ain't been there. Come lunchtime, we had this big old meeting, and come to find out, he ended up hanging himself in his bond. You see what I'm saying? And we all been on some shit like, damn, like, you know, like he could at least, you know, talk to us or if he been going through certain shit or whatever, but just like that, they had somebody to replace him.
Mm-hmm.
It ain't take no time at all.
Things do happen very quickly. Just on this past Sunday, I got a call from my boss that one of our students was shot, and he was shot and killed by another student at the same school. And so I needed to come in on Monday to provide counsel to teachers and students. But here's the thing, standardized testing is going on. Did you think that they paused that test?
Mm-mm.
Even though all these, and we saw about 40 people sobbing. They did not pause that test. Things will continue to move and go on, unfortunately. So I don't know that will ever change just because of the way that our society is. It's very
life moves on. Mm-hmm.
Yeah, and life moves on. And I do want to go back to the P. Diddy thing. I do. I seriously do. Because when I was watching the new house party, I don't know if y'all out there listening,
yet.
But there is a scene where the two main characters and Kid Cudi go to find LeBron James a new ring because they lost it or whatever. They end up going to this secret party, and they found out it was ran by the Illuminati. Kid Cudi, spoiler alert, Kid Cudi gets what they thought was killed, and then he wakes up again, and he was like, "Don't worry, I'm the clone. The real one will be here next week or whatever." I'm starting to see more and more and more things related to the Illuminati and people like P. Diddy having all of this power in Hollywood to make certain things happen and disappear. We just don't ask any questions. Do y'all feel like that is something that actually exists? I mean, even Trump, his ex-wife fell down the steps and died. She had a book coming out about him. Why you look like that?
Daisha, what I tell you before you even start that conversation?
I don't know.
You said, "Do you believe he has that much power?"
And
my response was,
beyond
yes,
Diddy.
Daisha.
I'm saying Hollywood. Do you feel like the Illuminati, that is an actual society where people are selling their souls for fame and they got to sacrifice somebody?
No, I just feel like circumstances happen and then people put their own spin on them. That's how I feel.
Well, I'm gonna tell you, Hollywood is a dark place. First and foremost, everybody know that. A lot of people do a lot of weird stuff behind closed doors to get where they're at. A lot of people do that. Now, if you ask me specifically about Hollywood, yeah, there probably are dark forces out there. A lot of dark forces to get people celebrity, of course. I believe that. Do I know what the name of it is? I mean, hey, yeah, Illuminati, for sure. Do I believe in the Illuminati? I mean, hey, anything is possible. I just feel as if though, if it's real, we ain't really gonna know the real name of what it's called. We might be giving it a pseudo name of what everyone else is calling it, but definitely, do I believe there are dark powers out there? Yeah, sure, for sure, Daisha.
But well wishes to Jamie Foxx and his family. I hope that I'm not gonna say speedy recovery because I don't know what happened, but just recovers.
Yeah, get well, Jamie. We need you.
Facts. We need that Mike Tyson movie.
Bruh, relax. See, that's the problem right there. Think about yourself.
I hard think about myself. I think about the world.
I need that Mike Tyson movie.
I
no,
said
you
we
want him.
We need we.
Right.
Don't
see
see,
this we.
People.
That's the problem. That's the problem right there. A lot of people do that we. You mean I.
There was something else in the news that literally just happened last night, but I didn't have a lot of information on it. Chris Brown's team tried to beat up Usher.
Oh shit.
That literally just happened.
That sounds like a Boondocks episode.
Yeah, I mean, go look it up. Apparently, Chris Brown. Usher hosted a skate party for Chris Brown's birthday, and he invited Tiana Taylor. And apparently, Chris Brown was disrespecting Tiana Taylor, and Usher wanted to talk to him, address him as a man, like, hey, don't speak to her like that, and check him. And I guess Chris didn't like that, and so apparently his team tried to square up on him. But Usher is okay. He's not bruised or anything like that. So
I can say what I want to say. I can say what I want to say.
Yeah.
Chris Brown got to stay off that coke, man.
I've been hearing that, but why do we think it's coke though?
Man.
Well, it was wild. The only thing I've seen on social media pertaining to that situation was Mario singing him happy birthday and Usher. That's it.
Chris Brown got to stay up that coke, man.
He had a lot of demons.
Yeah, he need to live that shit. He need to see that. He need to go to therapy. He need to go to like black men need to go to therapy, like to let shit go. Like if you that angry, if somebody telling you something make you that angry where you feel like you got to put hands with them, you need to go talk to somebody.
I agree. He probably would not have had the tumultuous relationships that he has had publicly had he gone to therapy.
Facts. If he gone to therapy after the Rihanna thing, a lot of shit in his career probably wouldn't happen.
Right.
Following. I think he'll need that straightening with Rihanna though. They get him back humble just a little bit.
Justin.
Oh yeah, I don't got anything.
Well, thank you, CJ, for joining us today. We've enjoyed the conversation as usual. I think my last thoughts is just Black people. Let's just
Go to therapy.
Go to therapy, and let's just hold each other up, push each other to do better and be better.
Strive to be better. Internal motivation. Find the internal motivation that drives you. Don't sit there and look for motivation from other people. Find what makes you go.
And on that note, I have been Dashia D.
And I've been JStan.
Join us every other Friday at noon.
And always remember to like, comment, and subscribe.